For starters, you should wake up hungover, or better yet, still drunk from your totally crazy you had to be there dude night before. Don't start your day with a morning run or writing. Make sure to keep that serotonin down. Instead, why don't you try to turn on the news or check Twitter? I'm sure there's a far off something you can be upset about, rather than taking responsibility for your own life. Humans were designed for far off somethings, of course. Don't make a decent breakfast, no eggs, no waffles, just boil up some ramen. That's sure to put a smile on your face and make your tummy happy. Make sure not to call your mom, and definitely don't tell her that you love her. She'll be there forever, and a healthy family dynamic will only make you happy. So, none of that. Don't drink plenty of water. Instead, stay dehydrated. Your body will hate you for it later, and that, of course, is the goal. With the day approaching noon, make sure you don't say hello to your roommates. Just assume they're probably insufferable bastards anyway. And again, no good food, just order takeout and hope that cute girl from Bagel Street Deli delivers. Don't say anything to her, of course. It will probably just be stupid anyway, and going out of your comfort zone is a good thing, so make sure you never do. Just nod and forget what it's like to meet a person. Pizza bagel. Never had this before. Tastes like defeat and sadness. Perfect. I'm sure you can survive on just this diet alone with no foreseeable consequences down the road of any kind. Yeah, don't get anything done. Don't do the dishes or clean your room. Future hungover you will be very happy with this trade and will not at all likely put it off for future you to do. And what better way to top off your afternoon than by taking a wonderful nap? No better way to put off big life stuff like pretending to be dead for a while. Okay, evenings. This is where the real insignificance begins. Don't go hang out with that one friend you've been meaning to see. I imagine they're probably having just as shit a time as you are, and seeing them would only help them and make you feel better too. So, don't do that. Instead, just get drunk in your living room alone with a Hot Pocket for dinner. Don't watch the sunset or appreciate the miracle of how far an inept lawn chair like you made it in this life. No need to be thankful. I'm sure you're well deserving of it all anyway. Just blow the evening on booze and pretending like you have no responsibility. That will give you tons of anxiety tomorrow, and that is what we're aiming for. Likewise, make sure to put that homework off again so you can focus on your shitty YouTube career. Very satisfying, isn't it? I'm sure Mom and Dad will be very proud of this video, huh? Alright, it's approaching bedtime now. You're pretty shit-faced at this point, so no need to brush your teeth. Future you will handle it, and all of your teeth will stay young and healthy forever, because you, of course, will be young and healthy forever. Don't practice your spirituality. No praying or meditating or yoga or whatever. Instead, just play a marathon in your head of every mistake you've ever made. Ever. Oh, what's that you say? You stuttering during that one speech you gave 10 years ago matters right now? Clearly, the only way to fix it is to hyper-obsess about it at this very moment. Don't forgive yourself for being a normal human and making normal human mistakes. Don't convince yourself of the truth that you've probably thought about it more in the last 10 years than everyone else combined did that day. Just feel like shit instead. Alright, straight to sleep then. Obviously alone, make sure you don't build any healthy relationships. Those only force you to grow and become well-adjusted, so none of that, please. And make sure it's at a late, unpredictable, and unplanned time, after you've watched several obscure and long videos on the internet. Yes, I'm sure you need to learn everything you can about the Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth right now. That's definitely more pressing than, getting your own life together. However, in that same spirit, if you are going to have a shit day tomorrow just like you did today, you need to start right now. So don't set an alarm, make sure to mess that sleep schedule right up. All the while, make sure to convince yourself that, regardless, you will indeed get up early tomorrow and do all the work you meant to do today. In fact, better yet, don't even plan for tomorrow. You can probably just tackle the day with no plan of any kind. You've been doing well so far today after all, and that is how responsibility works. If you're particularly talented, you can get to this level of wastefulness on your very first try. However, remember, it's not just about achieving, but more about maintaining. So make sure that if you want to have not just a singular shitty day, and instead a shitty life, you follow this rough guide every single day. Here's a helpful tip. If you struggle to motivate yourself in this pursuit, you can just convince yourself that your life is unfair. More unfair than everyone else's around you. No one has ever struggled before, not like you. No one has ever lost a loved one suddenly. or endured a plague, or died for their faith unfairly. No one has ever been separated for their kids, or struggled to feed them. No one has ever been under siege, or caught in a war not of their making. Convince yourself that the world is yours alone. Everyone else is worthless background noise, and you are the only one whose life could ever be shit. At some point, you could actually become so successful at living a shit life that you don't even have to consciously do it anymore. It will just naturally flow from you. And that is the real achievement here, isn't it? Because why take responsibility for your life? Why recognize its beauty? Why be a decent and healthy person who endeavors to be more than they were yesterday and to improve the lives of those around them, when instead you could just be a lazy piece of shit? No responsibility, no meaning, your whole statistical miracle of a life absolutely wasted on booze-filled nihilism, shitty anime, and far-off somethings. I'm sure that when all is said and done, and when the final call comes, you will be absolutely delighted that you followed my foolproof plan, and you will have no regrets of any kind at all. Your last breath will probably not be one of panic, because you realized in your last moments that you could have been so much more than the low-life, self-pitying Persian bazaar iota of a couch potato that you settled for. But rather, it will likely be a sigh of relief, because instead of traveling far and wide, dancing like a lunatic, laughing until you have abs, helping other humans be happy, and being just generally grateful, you were just a right dick, and spent it all doing nothing but hating everyone else almost as much as you hated yourself. All because you decided to waste it. That's the point of all this, isn't it? That's the reason for life, to make sure it's as shit as possible. Don't have an amazing time. Just feel like shit.